Good evening, Latin scholars. Today we'll be diving into Caesar 3.31, self-titled Caesar Leads. In order to truly understand this passage, we have to look into the context from the past few chapters. After missing the battle, the 18 ships containing the cavalry come near the British shore, only to be scattered, many wrecked in a huge storm. On the shore, the ships Caesar used to come over have been greatly damaged from the storm and high tides. Having caught wind of this, the British decide not to listen to Caesar's demands and resume the war, cutting off the Romans for at least until winter, essentially starving them out. After setting this plan into motion, Caesar, as the narrator, begins to talk about the Romans' current state of mind. He begins at Caesar, which is a very sharp transition from talking about the fears of the soldiers and such. But Caesar, although he had not yet learned of their plan, yet from the disaster to his ships, this is a both and, so both from the disaster to his ships and from the fact that exeo quod can be translated as the fact that, and this introduces a substantive clause. Further, the at here can be described as polysyndeton. The fact that they, as in the Brits, had neglected to give the hostages. Back to Caesar. Caesar was suspecting, this sets off an indirect statement, that which happened would happen. Fore here is futurum esse, and that is translated as would happen. Moving on. And so he was preparing aid for all emergencies. So in this case, Caesar, pats himself on the back for some of his great leadership, which is one of his personal passions. He noticed something and then he did something. Good job, Caesar. Take a sticker. Ooh, Roman stickers. Moving on. 4, he was both carrying grain daily from the fields to the camp, and which ships had been the most severely damaged. He was using the wood and the copper of those ships to repair the remaining ships. So Rafiki Yandas here is a gerundive of purpose with ad, and we can imply that this is the remaining ships, not just the remaining. And he was ordering to be acquired from the mainland things which were of use to these matters.